Well, hello, everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do a quick review of 90 Day Fiance Season 11, Episode 16, Love on the Line. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, to my nieces and nephews, and all the y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie to rise. Sweet old. It's time for auntie to rise. It's time for auntie to rise.
Yes, I know I'm late. I know I'm late. Hi, everybody. This is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. And to all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I'm hoping y'all can hear me. I am hoping y'all can hear me. Haven't seen anybody say that they can't, so I'm gonna keep going then because I'm assuming that you can hear me. If I had to rate this episode of 90 Day Fiance season 11, episode 16, Love on the Line, I probably would rate this episode a 2 star. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section what you would rate this episode of 90 Day Fiance. All right, so let me see if I can find them. I can't remember who I even got up here anymore. Let's see though. Let's see. Okay, so the first couple that I want to talk about is the throuple. Of course, we all know that they have discovered that Miss Annie's name is Deborah, and they have continued on with this with this farce. Okay. And so in this particular episode, we saw them, you know, go with her shopping. They're still talking about the relationship, and she is going to be introducing them to her aunt. She says she lost her mom and her dad when she was young. Thank you, Phoenix Rising 72. She takes them to her aunt's house and she tells the aunt, they're expecting that, Matt is the one that she's going to be dating. And she tells them that they are a throuple and the family is fine with it. The mother's a little shocked because she says this goes against her religion with a the mother slash aunt slash, I'm like, so all this hoopla that we were going through thinking that, this was going to be, traumatic and dramatic. Of course, we all know it's a buildup. I think that for most of us who have been watching 90 Day Fiance for more than a year, automatically know that anything that they hype up is not really real, in my opinion, and it's not going to be real. It's not going to come to fruition. Like, it's just not. They hyped all of this up and try to, try to make it seem like, this was a big deal. Matter of fact, I didn't even see her children. I know that they're supposed to be meeting, with the children, but when she was sitting down and talking to the aunt and trying to explain, she had came out and, was kind of stunned and all of that. I think that was her cousin that was there. Um, 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 Girlfriend started talking for her and telling her what to do. and telling them that she was going to change, they were going to change her life. And the thing about it is that confuses me about Matt and Amani. Are y'all in it to give this girl money or not? Because when the aunt was kind of backpedaling off of this, and Annie, aka Brenda, did not know what to say, she started giving her words, and everything she was talking about was finances, and I found that a little strange. That all this season they have led us to believe, right, that that was an issue with them, and it seems like that is the thing that they are most willing to do. They're indicating that they're going to be getting a divorce, and she's saying, tell them we're going to take care of you, and that's what she said, and so the family was fine with it. I just was like, okay, this was very uneventful. I think it did not hit the fans of 90 Day Fiance quite the way that they wanted it to, or at least it did not for me. Okay. The next couple that I want to talk about is Juan. Now, what's been going on lately with Juan, you all, is that they don't have anything else to argue about. He's already told her, that, he wanted to go back on the cruise ship and forsake his U.S. citizenship, which we know was a lie. And now they having a conversation about her not knowing Spanish. They've been dating each other 4 years. She hasn't known Spanish since they've been dating each other. And now because he has a baby, he not only expects her to learn Spanish, but the new baby and the other children. First of all, these children don't even know how to keep their feet off the sofa. They don't even know how to not be bad. They're not disciplined whatsoever. And so absolutely steady C. And so the expectation is that she does what? So, she's going through, the rigmarole back and forth. Um, and she asked him, is this going to be something that is going to stop you from marrying me? We all know that they're married. All of these couples are married. We see Sean, like, what's going on? Like, his mother done failed. He's got Aaliyah getting ready for 2 hours. That wig, let me tell you something, Aaliyah. Them wigs are not wigging. They're just not doing it. And I know that Aaliyah wants to have different surgeries and stuff like that to make herself look like a woman to people on the outside. But I'm just like, there are women who are biologically women and they have masculine looks. You have to work with what you got, right? He's saying that he does not, Sean is saying he doesn't want Aaliyah to change and look more feminine, but he's kissing her. He's willing to marry her in front of his family and friends. Like, this is phony. And so, Aaliyah is in the mirror and saying, I want to put all this makeup on my face and it has to be perfect. And I'm never really complete because what now? I wish I did have the time to spend all of that time doing makeup. I don't have it to do. And there's something about knowing who you are. And I don't want to be misunderstood. But if Aaliyah believes she's a woman, right? Then be comfortable in your skin, because making changes to your nose, to your eyes, to your chin doesn't make you a woman. It's how you feel about yourself in the inside. And my whole thing is, once you get that confirmation and you know who you are, then it's easier to present yourself authentically. I don't know. I just was thinking when Aaliyah showed herself with that dress on, I and had no compassion for his mom. I must say I was a taken back. Now, usually I don't deal with this, because when I'm talking about one thing, I like my audience to be focused. I will be doing it tomorrow. I've been taking notes, and I want detailed notes on both episodes. So if you could give me until tomorrow, you can get it. Okay. But this is right now 90 Day Fiance and not Sister Wives. But since you asked, it will come tomorrow. Okay. I've been taking, like I said, detailed notes. I want detailed notes so that we can go through it. Okay. Thank you, Boo, for your question. Now we're gonna get back focused back on this show, y'all. Thank you for allowing me to answer that question. The next couple that we see is Mark and Mina. She is they're supposed to be getting married. They're at the venue to they had a little schmidget of an episode. I mean segment on this episode. But they were, they're supposed to be getting married, so they're at the venue making the final payments and decisions. And, Mina, who has one of the most important phone calls that is going to be happening while she is on the show, and that phone call is whether or not her son is going to be able to make it to the United States of America in time for the wedding. She takes it at a reception site in front of a woman that she's never met before in her life. And I could not understand why we thought, or why production thought, or why Mark and Mina thought that this was the appropriate time for her to get that phone call. I truly believe, and this is just my opinion, that Mina absolutely knew that the little boy was not going to be able to come. I don't know what it is that the two of them did not do in order to ensure that that little boy was going to be here. It looks like from pictures that he's here now. But I'm just like, why is this a storyline? Why are we back on whether or not the son is coming? It is completely obvious to all of us that either he's going to show up at the last minute and this is all going to be some fake shit, or they already had prior knowledge. Even when they were going through the prenup, and she said that she was signing it, but one of the conditions of signing it was that he would agree to adopt her son. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that you would pack up your bags and move to the United States of America to be with this man, and you don't know what's going to happen with your son. I don't know why this appears to be something that they thought that we would be intrigued with, or something that we would be in shock and horror, and that we will worry about it and lose one iota of sleep. I just wish that we would get back to the days, right, where we get authentic, or at least as close as we can, authentic characters, and characters who have been developed and thought all the way out, that all of the things that they want to present to us, that they be believable. At least there's nothing that is going on in this show, right, that's believable. Nothing. I don't really believe, Crystal, hey boo, how you doing? I don't believe that her son can't come to the United States. I think that this is just some bullcrap. Maybe she came in a season where her son needed to finish school and so he stayed with family. Maybe he has a connection with his father. I think that all of this is just some bullshit. Absolutely, I agree with that, Tamika. I absolutely agree. They must think authenticity is boring, and it's not. It's just authenticity, right? And it's something that, we were like, "Hey, Nate, how are you, baby?" It's something that we absolutely want. We expect, that there are going to be some things in, within within the show and with the cast that they are going to have to kind of spell out for us. But I think that the 90 Day Fiance audience is intelligent enough to know when you plan in our faces. And I think that that's what bothers me the most, because when I look at it and I know I have to come out here and give y'all a review, I get tired of feeling like, I'm bashing or anything like that, right? But it's just, it's to the point where it's just so fake and so contrived that it gets on my damn nerve. And I don't know why it bothers me the way it does, other than the fact that I really do think that they playing on my top and playing with my intelligence. Gregory, for instance, is one of those, right? Um, he's one of those, like, if there was never any problem with her and the mother. There was never any problem with Joan and the mother. The mother has completely and totally embraced Joan. This family, the mother made it appear, number one, that she does not have a husband who is laying in a home, when we know that there is a husband laying in the home with the mom. I don't know why he has made a decision not to film, but he did. We know that her mother isn't struggling, and that, she is retired and she does Uber on the side. But they made it appear that the mother is doing Uber and DoorDash, right, because she doesn't have money to pay for the water bill for one little woman that's coming to live with her from Uganda, who's going to be marrying her son. They made it appear that he is just a baker, right? And but even though baking is his hobby, right? This is not his profession, and that he already had a daggone job, and then they want us to, to make it, that they want to sell us that this guy is unemployed, basically, living with his mom and his dad because he's just so broke, working at the bakery. And we have sat here and watched the man who has worked at the bakery indicate that he went to Uganda, spent $8,000, right? He's $8,000 in debt. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if he didn't have the credit worthy, if he wasn't credit worthy enough to be in $8,000 in debt, he would not be in $8,000 of debt without credit. Hi, Terry, baby. I'm glad you made it too. Like, I can't do this. We see, Kim going all out for her. He goes and gets some African attire, and and they're dressed in traditional African garb. He goes and he pays for all of this food to be served at the house, for friends and family. He hires an African band to entertain them in the backyard and to bring Africa to her, because her family and friends aren't able to do that. Like this man is lavishing this woman with gifts. He makes sure that she's able to go and get her hair done, and they want us to believe that his mother really, really had a problem with water. Y'all, I can't. I just don't know why we are doing this, but we are. And now we're here. I'm not going to hold y'all long because basically nothing really happened. There was nothing that was revealing about these cast members or anything. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, BB Blandy, for the 4.99 super chat. You always brighten my day, and your impressions are everything. Thank you, boo. Thank you so much. I just don't know why we're going through this, but anyway. Mm-mm. Absolutely, D-Man. You notice I didn't even touch it. Some things are so ridiculous, I don't even touch it. I don't even talk about it. But anyway, I'm coming back to y'all in about a minute or so, and we're going to be doing our review of 90 Day Hunt for Love. Now, if that wasn't a hot mess, that was a hot mess. So stick around, okay? Make sure you have your notification bells on, okay? Love y'all.